Good afternoon, all, and welcome to this webinar on improving foundry profitability by Dynamic Foundry Group. I welcome all of you to this webinar on behalf of German Corporation, GIZ, MASIA, that is Marathwada Association of Small Scale Industries and Agriculture, and of course Dynamic Foundry Group. So welcome to this webinar and good afternoon again. So today's topic is improving foundry profitability. One more aspect in this is improving and sustaining foundry profitability. So we have to talk on both aspects, that is either improving as well as sustaining foundry profitability. So let us start with our presentation. First question, whenever we talk about foundry profitability, we ask a simple question: why we are in the business? And I think everybody has known the answer. Why we are in the business? Because we want to earn the money, we want to earn the profit. So profit making is our motto behind in the business, or even we are doing a job. The reason why we are doing the job, or doing reason why we are doing any service, why we are making any farming, is to earn the money, earn some money for our regular expenses, and that is the only reason why we are in the business or in any kind of job. So let us go ahead with the purpose in the business. As we know, it is profit, to earn the profit. How profit can be calculated? The old formula that was exist was price is equal to cost plus profit. So in the past, the price was decided by the supplier, and supplier was deciding the price on the basis of his cost, whatever his cost is there, plus he add his profit, and he give his price to the customer, and customer was willing to give that price to the supplier, and that is how the old formula was working, and people were getting good profits. But as scenario changes, and now it is the buyer's market, not the seller's market. Lot of competition is there, lot of saturation is there, and all these things has changed the formula. Previously, price was decided by the foundry by adding their profit in the cost expected, but now, as it is the buyer's market, price is decided by the buyer who buys the castings or buys the product. He decides the price. And how he decides the price? So increase profitability, one has to reduce cost or to get better business at better price. So to earn profit, now one has to use this new formula. What is this new formula? This new formula is equal to profit is equal to price minus cost. So profit, if you want to earn, price is decided by your buyer. It is not in your hand now. Cost is decided by your efficiency of foundry and whatever you are doing. On the basis of that, cost is decided. So if you want to earn the profit, one has to increase price by or get better optional price by going into critical castings or some value addition or doing like that, or you has to reduce the cost. So he has only two options available right now. To earn the profit, he can't compromise on the cost. So this is very important. So cost goes down, your profits will be higher. So what you need is to reduce your costs. So profitability. In this presentation, we are going to see some of the important practices and strategies in the foundry, which will lead you to success and help you in obtain and sustain your profitability. This is very important, that we are going to see not only increasing the profitability, but sustaining the profitability. If you go through the journey of foundries, you can see there are many foundries which are either ill or which are getting towards the closer down. Why they are getting closer down? The reason behind that they are not adopted these practices, they are not adopted these strategies, and that is why the situation, the financial situation, cash flow, all these things go down, and the reason they are either sick or towards closing down. So you need to have better hands in applying these practices and strategies to sustain your profitability, to sustain your business in the foundry, and particularly with the various problems arising in the globe, like we have corona issues, we have market ups and downs, there are a lot of issues with the raw material prices, there is a lot of saturation in the market. All these things are coming together. It's a very tough time for a business to really handle the situation, and that is why this kind of practices and strategies will help you to improve your profitability, to sustain your profitability, to sustain the business. So that in that way, this presentation is very important. So I hope everybody will like the presentation point and will definitely implement most of them. Here I have taken two companies, company A and company B, for better understanding of you. Company A is, you can see it as having low cost, so high profit, because the price given by the customer to both of the companies, A and B, they are making same product, we can say. The price given by the customer is same, but A has less cost, so he has more profit. B has more cost, so he has less profit. Why A has less cost? Because his processes are efficient, because he's lower in his cost, because there is high profit and customer delight, and that is why he has got more orders. So business is growing. There is growth in the business. What happens to B? What happens to B is B has having inefficient process. He doesn't have enough efficiency in his processes, so his cost is higher. So there is a low profit. So customer is not happy, and that is why he has less orders. So his business is not growing. He is trying to survive, and this is what is happening with all of us. So we have to decide whether we want to be company A or company B. So what we are going to see today is how to become company A from company B. If you are today company B, which practices or which best practices or which strategies will help you to become company A. That is what we are going to see in today's presentation. Here the same thing has been repeated with a different aspect. You can say less money will produce more product, and more money will produce less product. So less money with more product is efficient process. More money with less product is inefficient process. In simple word, we can say output divided by input is equal to efficiency. More is the output in less input is efficient process. Less output in more input is inefficient process. So if we want to be efficient, we have to get more output with lesser inputs. So this is what efficiency. We are going to see about some examples about efficiency. Normally I give a very easy example regarding efficiency and effectiveness. These two words are very important. We normally use these words, but in today's scenario, I think effectiveness is not important. What important is efficiency. So what is the difference? For that, I always give an example of cricket. We all know the IPL is coming up in next month. So we take an example of T20 match. We can say a T20 match is going on, and in that T20 match, there are two players. One is Virat Kohli and one is Cheteshwar Pujara. Both have scored 50 runs. Cheteshwar Pujara scored his 50 runs in 50 balls, and Virat Kohli scored his 50 runs in 25 balls. So because of Virat Kohli has taken only 25 balls for his 50 runs, his team can achieve 200 runs on the board in 20 overs. Pujara with 50 runs in 50 balls can able to achieve 180 runs. So who is the winner? Is Virat Kohli's team. And that is why Virat Kohli is effective as well as efficient, because he has scored 50 runs in 25 balls. So 2 runs per ball he has scored. So he's efficient. He's not only effective, but he's also efficient. Whereas Pujara is effective, but he's not efficient because he has taken 50 balls for 50 runs. So whatever 25 balls extra he has spent, that has impacted the team's overall total. So this is how the efficiency is important. We can say our foundry examples, we are producing 300 tons of good casting. And if you have producing 300 tons of good casting with say 5% rejection, we are effective as well as efficient. But 300 tons with 15% rejection, we are effective because we have produced 300 tons, but we are not efficient because we have 15% rejection. So our cost will be more, our cost will be higher. We are not competitive with respect to our costs. That is why we effective, but we are not efficient. So today's scenario where strategy should be like that, we should be effective as well as we should be efficient as well. So that is why I've given some example. Production, cost of production is important. Again, rejection percentage is important. In melting, the importance is power consumption. Okay, you got that much of 300 tons, but at what power consumption? 650 kWh per ton of liquid metal, or 550 kWh of liquid metal. So that has a huge difference because it directly affects your cost, it directly affects your profitability, directly affects your business performance. So that is why it is very, very important. Next thing is procurement of raw material. There is no downtime because of raw material shortage. So purchase has done a good job. He is effective, but whether he is efficient or not, it will be decided by the cost of purchase. If the market is saying 27 rupees is a boring cost and the purchaser has taken it at 27.25, he is not efficient because he has taken the boring, and that is why the production runs. There is no breakdown due to raw material, but at the end your cost will be higher, your raw material procurement cost will be higher. That is why your casting cost will be higher and you will be losing some profit. So this is very important. Then premium freight is for procurement of raw material and selling also. Premium freight is important. For dispatch, on-time delivery is important. For dispatch tonnage, zero premium freight is important. For dispatch inventory, we are achieve all the dispatches, but what is your inventory level, finished good inventory level and WIP inventory level? That is also very important. So all these aspects will help you to be effective as well as efficient. So if you go through all these, we can directly say that whenever efficiency is there, we can say efficiency is directly related to cost effect. And where there is no cost effect, it is mainly because of your inefficiencies in the process. And no customer will pay you for your inefficiencies. Customer will not pay you because you are having 15% rejection. Customer will say, okay, there is a standard mark benchmark 7% rejection, I will pay for that. I will not pay for 15% rejection. There's a standard benchmark of say 575 kWh per ton of unit for consumption. I will pay for that. I will not pay 650. If you have a 650, it's your problem. You have to resolve it and you have to bring it to 575. So that is why no customer will pay you for your inefficiencies. So this is only thing what need is to remove your inefficiencies to become more efficient in your practices and processes. Here I will like to say one more thing. It's very important. Many times it happens that most of the product rejections are higher, some issues are there, and you are not able to make up that particular price or particular rejection levels or say some benchmarks. At that time, it is very important that you should understand your limitation, because no foundry can do all the castings. There are some limitation in each foundry. So you have to understand your limitation, and you are be humble to say sorry to your customer as well. If you are not able to do that particular casting at particular rate or particular target price or at a particular rejection levels, you have to understand that it is not possible at my end at this particular benchmark, and I'm getting lost because of that. You have dared to say no to your customer. This is very important, because these things we are again seeing in the next few slides also. I think we most of the times not happy to say no. We are not ready to say no to our customers or anybody else in our personal life also. We normally doesn't say no. We always say yes, and by saying yes, you are putting yourself into trouble. Then you have to dare that you can say yes, I am not able to do that casting because of in particular benchmarks. So sorry, I cannot able to do this casting. Please find alternate source. By this way, you can reduce your burden. This is also very important thing which you have to learn. So identify non-value added activities from your process. This is also very important, that you have to understand which are the activities which are non-value added, which are not adding any value. For example, inspection is one of the activity. for which customer is not paying. So how much costing to be inspected, how much percentage to be inspected, how much value and efforts we have to put on the inspection. All these things we have to understand, we have to study, and we have to take action to reduce those non-value added activities from your processes so that your costs will go down. So reduce non-value added activity, as I said you, it is a MUDA. You know all 3M, MUDA, MURA and MURI, out of which MUDA is one of the non-value added activities. That is the waste, we can say. Add value added activities. This is very important. I think this is a positive approach towards looking at the things. Try to get more of the machining activities. Try to get assembly. Try to get high alloy material. If you are doing cast iron, try to make ductile iron so that you will get more. We can say price in terms of rupees. You are doing steel, AGN, you can go for steel. If you are doing for some as-cast casting, you are go for machining. So similarly, you have to try to add some value to your component so that your value addition will get increased. There is one more aspect to this particular thing is when you are doing only casting, it is very simple for to your customer to replace you. He had to just found a foundry, take your pattern and give it to your other foundryman, and he can able to make a replacement foundry for you. But you are doing machining, it is little difficult because you are doing machining. So machining setup should be there, machining ability should be there. So it is little difficult for your customer to replace a machined component from your side. If you are doing assembly, it is more difficult because now you have to find a foundry, machine shop and assembly shop. So as you are going to add some value to your product, you are making yourself more safe. You are making yourself more reliable, and you are making your customer dependent on you. So this is very important. Another aspect you have to learn from this, that the value addition not only gives a value in terms of money, but it gives a value in terms of reliability and safety of your business. So this is also very important thing. Diversification is another activity that can give you a good benefit for improving your profitability. Like product mix, you are just going drum and flywheels. You can go to some higher parts where the cores are required, which are more critical. You can get more profitability. You can get more price there. You can become more competitive in the market and more versatile in the market. Then technology and process. If you are doing say oil core, you can go to shell core, you can go to cold box core. So some technology change. You can go to no-bake process, you can go to furon process. This kind of improvement in technology and process will also add some value to your product and to your business. Similarly, business model, change a business model from one type to another type, grow on say capacity. All these things will definitely help you to improve your profitability as well as improve your reliability in the market. We all know our Honorable Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi ji, has already declared Atma Bharat Nirbhar and Make in India. Now also they have, day before yesterday, he has declared about made for the globe or made for the foreigners. So these kind of things will very important as a strategy in purchase and sell to us as well. What it will be global to local for purchase. We can reduce our importing goods, importing raw material things, and replace it by Indian product, which will help us to give an opportunity to increase the share of business to Indian product, as well as it will help us to little bit reduce our cost as well. But doing this, you have to make sure that the quality levels are equal. Make sure whatever the global qualities are there, Indian product will achieve same qualities or not. You have to make sure of that, and then you have to go for the changes. But these changes will definitely help in reducing the quality, reducing the price or cost, and also help you to increase the share of business in Indian product. In the sale, there is a exactly opposite thing. You have to try and increase your export market. You try to increase your export business, where you can get little bit better prices, you can get little bit better opportunity to gain some profits. More importantly, if you are doing the export, your culture of a foundry will change, because the expectation of customer will be higher. They will be looking for something extra, something special, which you are not looking from Indian market. So your culture will go change, and that change in culture will help you in improving your process control, improving your quality, improving your rejections, and improving your business profit as well. So this is very important. Again, one more thing, that is a national benefit, will be definitely bringing foreign currency to improve our economy. That is another aspect of this local to global. This slide is very important slide for all the management which are listening to this webinar. Is related to resources. We're already having lot of resources in our organizations, but many times we do not know what resources we have and whether we are effectively using those resources or not. And what is written here is the same. It does not matter how many resources you have. If you do not know how to use them, it will never be enough. You have a one molding machine and you are making 100 tons of good casting, and you are trying to buy another machine because you are not able to complete the schedules. But what about that machine which is already there, whether you are using it effectively 100% or not? If you are making only 100 tons on one machine, it will not be effective one. You have to make at least 350 tons, 300 tons on that particular one machine, and then you can think of going to another machine. So what you required is understand what is the resources available and whether those resources are giving me full productivity, full efficiency. If not, work on those resources, try to make them more efficient, more effective. If those are not effective or efficient, replace it with new resources immediately. That is also important to understand whether that resources is capable enough to give your full efficiency or not. You have to understand it and act accordingly. This is very important, to understand your resources and utilize them in proper way. Sustenance. We are talking about improvement in profitability, but also we are talking about the sustenance. Sustenance is more important in today's scenario. We are all knowing COVID-19 situation is there. All lot of issues are already there in the business scenario, and in that scenario, what is important is sustenance. Sustenance of business and sustenance of our health and our life. Both are very important. So for sustenance in profitability and performance, we have to focus on technology, quality, and people. I think these are the three big pillars in our organizations, in our business. That is the technology, quality, and people. We have to work on technology. We have to try to get new technology every time. Whatever new technologies are available, we have to adopt them. We have to improve our ability and capabilities in technology. We have to improve our quality. We have to work on quality awareness. We have to work on quality assurance. And third important thing, to make quality awareness or to make better quality and to adopt new technology, we need pupils. So we have to focus on people, the development of people, training of people, sustenance of people, then most importantly, the we can say satisfaction of people. So pupils are also important. So many times in Foundry we are not focusing on people. We are giving more importance to the technology, machines, and all these things. We are not thinking of people, but people are very important. I always say in any organization or any business, people are your asset. Do not make them as a liability. Do not treat them as a liability. They are your assets. If you spend some money or if you invest in the people, they will definitely give you good results. It will be long term investment, you can say. It will not immediately tomorrow or day after tomorrow they will give you results, but definitely results will come, and it will come in multiple. So always try to treat people as your assets, not as a liability. So sustenance of profitability, I always already say you, it should be competitive. So you should be always competitive. You should be always have obtain to have new capabilities. You should have always resource optimization in your organization and new business model. That is the value addition. I already told about you told you to about value addition and business model. Going for new better better product mix, all these things. So you have to adopt this new business model as well. So these are the basic things which you can do, and then sustainability will come to your way. There is one very famous sentence: survival of the fittest. It is uh, for all, it has been true, for even Foundry, for a business, everybody, it is very true. If you have to survive, you have to be fittest. So to be fittest, you have to be more efficient and more dedicated. For sustenance and survival, you have to identify, measure, control, reduce, and monitor your waste. So I think this is one of another mantra I will like to say you, that if you want to improve, it is very important that you go through this cycle. आपको अगर improve करना है तो सबसे पहले आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि मैं कहाँ पर हूँ. इसको पहले मेजर आइडेंटिफाई करना है, मेजर करना है, उसके बाद उसे कंट्रोल करना है by taking actions, and then you can able to see some reduction in that particular aspect, and then whatever action you have taken, whether those are effective or not, you have to monitor it. So it is a simple PDCA cycle, you can say, which we're already using in our ISO system or system awareness. We are using this cycle. So same cycle is there. You have to identify, measure, control, and reduce, and then monitor your wastages. So which kind of wastages? There are 7 type of wastages. We all know. TIMUD is another word we normally use. That is transport, inventory, motion, waiting, overproduction, overprocessing, defect, talent is the 8th waste which is already newly added in that particular 7 waste. So these are the 8 waste we can say. So out of these 8 waste in the foundry, there are 2 or 3 important waste which we have to focus on. One is transport, second one is inventory, third one is waiting, and fourth one is defect. I think these 4 are very important in the foundry. You can say defect is major because it will have a huge impact in your huge and direct impact on your profitability. But waiting of molds, waiting of metal, waiting of machines, all these will also add to your losses. Inventory is a big thing. You have a big inventory which is not moving inventory, then you have issues of inventory costs. You will be facing cash flow issues. So this is another aspect where you have to work on. So I'm not going in the depth of this 7 ways right now, but defect and inventory are 2 main topic where we have to work in foundry to avoid damages. Apply improvement points and kaizens to reduce wastages. This is also important, to apply improvement points, that is suggestions, kaizens. This will help you in reducing your wastages, in improving your processes, improving your process capabilities, and you can say the variations will be less and your effectiveness will be more. Here the effect of inventory and effect, I already told you, effect of inventory and poor quality, that is cost of poor quality, plays an important role in sustenance of profitability in the business. So 7 waste we already talked about, that 7 waste is very important. In that, inventory and poor quality is we have to work on, that is rejection, that is cost of poor quality. We all know rejection is a hidden foundry and it is adding huge losses in your organization. Number 1, because it reduces your capacity. It is a loss of capacity. If you are making 350 tons and 25 tons is rejection, so you can only have 325 tons sellable casting. So you already lost 25 tons of your capacity. So reducing rejection is like a building a capacity, additional capacity to you. So that is why rejection is important. You have to work on that to reduce your rejection so that your capacity will get increased. Second important thing is you loss an opportunity cost, because we will seeing all this point in the later part of the presentation also. That is we call as an overheads or fixed cost. So fixed cost is normally divided with your sale. If you have 350 tons of good casting produced and only 325 tons of sale or 300 tons of sale and 50 tons is not sold, then your overheads will be diluted on 300 tons, not 350 tons. So there will be a loss of opportunity cost. So this 25 tons or 50 tons, whatever rejection is there, if it is converted into sale, your overheads or your fixed cost will go diluted. It will go down by say 50 paisa, 75 paisa, and that much profit will be available for you. That much cash will be available for you. That much flow cash will be available for you for in your business. Now, because of rejection, that opportunity of getting that business or getting that profit has been lost. So it is a loss of opportunity cost when there is a rejection. So that is why I'm saying it is a hidden factory in the factory. So it is very important. So now we go to customer return. Customer return, that is the cost of poor quality in customer return, is a huge impact. Normally we are not taking this thing very seriously. That is why I previously also say, if you are not able to control any rejection of particular item, it is always better to close that business. If you are not able to make sure that that product is suitable to your foundry process, is always better to stop, because the customer returns rejection will give you a huge impact on your cost. What are that? Number one is your casting cost, because customer will return your rejection, so your casting cost will be reversed. Transportation cost, both way, when you are sell the casting and when it will come back as a rejection. Loss of boring due to machining. I think most of the people are not considering this as a loss, because they are not bothered about it, because you are giving a customer 10 kg casting, and when he rejected it and return it to you, he will give only 7 kg, because he already done 3 kg machine into it. But while returning a sale value, he will give the same price of 10 kg. So 3 kg boring will be lost to you directly. It will not come in your paper as well. So customer dissatisfaction because of rejection will be there. You have to visit customer for segregation, identification, rework. That cost will be there. The person going, staying there, your daily routine work will get hampered. All these costs are there, which will directly hamper your profitability. There are two more things, that is 7 and 8 numbers, that is also not taken care by most of the customers. Most of the people are not knowing it, or not taking it much seriously. That is other party parts get mixed up. Many times what happens when you have a rejection, there's a huge rejection from your customer, the customer will keep it at his end for some days and he will send it. When you got the rejection, it will be rusted, it will be not as good in good condition you have sent to him. So most of the time what we will do, we'll just go through 1 or 2 pieces, we'll check whether it is rejected casting, and we'll throw out all the castings. In that, there are chances that he had some castings available from other customers. He will mix up. He will mix up his MR parts as well, because I have experience in our foundry. It is happening, and it is happening on large scale. If you get 100 numbers, most of the time we got around 3 to 4 numbers from either party or MR, which we are returning to our customer. But if you are not going to see those parts carefully, then it will come to you as your rejection, and it will hamper your business profitability as well. So what is required? Number one, you have to go to 100% rejection, which is coming from customer. So it will adding a inspection cost, again a loss, again a wastage, again a non-value added activity. So what is important is to reduce customer end rejection, so that this kind of incident will go down. There will be less chances of this kind of incident, and you will be more happy to receive customer feedback that your castings are received and we have machined it and there are no issue in that castings. It is the best thing as a foundry. So that is why I feel whatever customer returns are there, you have to try to reduce it as low and as minimum as possible. Now we go to another concept. It is called as a contribution. This is again a very important concept for the profitability of a business. What is contribution? Basically, contribution is nothing but price minus cost, we can say. Simple word, it is nothing but price, whatever price customer has given, and what is my cost. The difference will be the contribution. We'll be going to see the contribution word and its aspects differently in future slides, and you can understand it quite well. To understand the term contribution, first we have to understand what is variable cost and what is fixed cost. So now we go to variable cost. So what is variable cost? Variable cost is one when actual production is going on. The cost which is there, which is when actual production is running. Costs like melting costs, molding costs, core costs, fettling costs, labor costs, power costs. So in other words, variable cost is associated with your production. When production is going on, your variable cost will going on. Fixed costs are not associated with your production. For example, in lockdown, some costs are going on. Even though 45 days we are not working, the cost like power, fixed power cost was there, bank interest was there, bank loan principals were there, CC charges were there, administration costs were there, maintenance costs were there, depreciation costs were there. I have not considered here, but salaries of employees are also there because those are fixed costs, not variable costs. Labor salary will be variable cost, whereas staff salary will be a fixed cost, which we have to give. So these are very important things, that fixed costs are associated with your production. So when your production is stopped, even though these costs are running, these costs are not going to stop any time. Once you have started your business, till you close your business, this fixed costs will be there always. So you have to understand these fixed costs are a burden on you, whether you do the production or you do not do the production. These are the burden costs on you. Now let us understand what is contribution. So for that I have taken an example. Let us have ₹6 is your variable cost. So your cost of product, the variable cost is ₹6 per part. ₹10 is your selling price. So customer gives you price of 10 rupees and your variable cost is 6 rupees. So now we can say 10 minus 6 is your contribution. So what is your contribution? Contribution is ₹4 per piece, or ₹4 is your contribution because your selling price is 10 rupees and your variable cost is 6 rupees. So your contribution is ₹4. So this is what contribution is all about. Now let us understand how the contribution help us or is important for sustaining the business model or to improve our overall profitability. We have taken an example of ₹4 as a contribution. Now let us see 3 different situations and see how this contribution will affect your profitability and business model. Case 1. In case 1, we have a fixed cost of ₹2. We understand what is fixed cost already. So that fixed cost is 2 rupees and your contribution is 4 rupees. So what will happen? You will have ₹2 as a profit for you. As contribution is 4 rupees, fixed cost is 2 rupees, you will gain 2 rupees as your profit. So the business is good. You are getting 2 rupees profit, that means your business is going good. So this is case number 1. Now we go to case number 2. In case number 2, the fixed cost is 4 rupees. Your contribution is also 4 rupees. So it means you have a no loss, no profit situation. So you will not gain a money or you will not lose the money. Whatever contribution you are getting, the same is your fixed cost. So you are not getting any profit, not losing any loss. So this is what is a situation. It means whatever overheads or fixed cost is there, you are getting fulfilled by the contribution, but you will not get any profit. Here, you can work on the same areas to reduce the cost and gain some profit. So now what is required? You have to reduce your cost of production, that is the variable cost, or try to reduce your fixed cost to earn the profit. But this situation is better situation because at least you are not making any losses. You are not making any cash losses. This is very important. In many times or in business, it is happening that most of the time customers say we have a basket of 10 components, out of which you have to do one or two component like this, but at the in the basket of 10 you have two or three components where you have a good business, you have a good profit. One or two component like this where you don't have any profit, but also there is no loss. So in this situation you are safe. Now we go to situation number 3, that is case number 3, where the fixed cost is rupees 6, but our contribution is 4 rupees. So what is happening? We are putting 2 rupees from our pocket or from the profit of other product into this product to fulfill the fixed cost. So here there is a direct cash loss of rupees 2. So this is most important situation, or we can say most dangerous situation, where business can be immediately getting toward illness, because you are losing your cash, you are losing your cash flow, you are losing a huge loss, and that is why you continue like this with such part. It will drain out not only your profit from your pocket, but it will also reduce your cash flow drastically, which will lead you to make your organization financially secure. So it is very important to understand this situation, understand and identify those parts, identify those products, and try to come out of these products. Either come out, or you have, there are two more options are there. Number one, you have to understand why your fixed cost is rupees 6, whether it is justified. If it is not justified, you have to work on your fixed costs, reducing the fixed costs. If you cannot do that, then there is another way, that is you have to reduce your variable cost, or number 3 option is come out of this business or this particular product, so that your cash loss will at least stop for this product. So these are the 3 cases which we have seen. As I told you earlier also, that apart from the avoiding doing this business, one has to study the details of fixed cost, capacity utilization, and resource management to ensure that fixed cost which is taken is justified. You have to make sure that you are justified with your fixed cost. It is 6 rupees, 2 rupees, 4 rupees, whatever is coming, you have to be justified with your fixed cost, that yes, whatever expenses I have taken in fixed costs are mandatory, and those expenses are validated, and I'm happy with that. Is okay. I cannot able to come out of it, or I'm not able to reduce those expenses now. So you have to justify your fixed cost first. This is very important. So less fixed cost will give you more profitability. What already we have seen that in case number 1, the fixed cost was only 2 rupees, we got profit. So less fixed cost will always be giving you profitability. So try to reduce your overheads, try to reduce your fixed cost. It will give, or it will help you to improve your profitability. Now we have taken another aspect of contribution. So we have to understand a new concept, that is capacity utilization. How capacity utilization will affect your profitability and on your contribution. So let us take an example to understand the another aspect, that is the capacity utilization on the contribution. So let us take an example here, as your fixed cost is 100 rupees. Your fixed cost is 100 rupees. And we are going to take another 3 situation here also, where our fixed cost is 100 rupees. So in first situation, our fixed cost is 100 rupees and we are producing 50 kg of production. So what will happen? So 50 kg production on 100 rupees will be, our fixed cost will be 2 rupees per kg. It is similar example like our last case 1 example. There also our fixed cost was 2 rupees, our contribution was 4 rupees. So we are gaining profit of 2 rupees, which is the best stage or best scenario or best situation for us, or most wanted situation for us, where we are getting profit of 2 rupees. So this is situation number 1, where we are doing 50 kg production and 100 is our fixed cost. So 2 rupees per kg will be our fixed cost. So our contribution is 4 rupees. Considering that, our profit will be 2 rupees. Situation number 2, where we are making 25 kg of production. Now 100 divided by 25, that is our fixed cost will be 4 rupees. Already we have considered our contribution as rupees 4. So what will happen? There will be no loss, no profit situation. There will be no loss, no profit. You are getting 4 rupees as a contribution and you are spending 4 rupees as a fixed cost, as a overheads. So situation is no loss, no profit, which we also call as our break-even point. So one has to understand what is your break-even point. Break-even point you can understand by this way: how much tonnage if you make, you will not going to make any loss. How much tonnage you do, after that you will not going for any cash loss, is your situation of break-even point. You have to understand that break-even point, and your first aim is to achieve or to reach the break-even point situation. So here we can say break-even point is 25 kg, and they have reached the break-even point in situation number 2, and that is why there is no loss, no profit situation. So now we go to situation number 3. Our fixed cost is 100 rupees, but we are doing only 20 kg production. So now our fixed cost is 100 divided by 20, that is 5 rupees per kg. Our contribution is 4 rupees. So what will happen? So it will give us rupees 1 per rupees 1 as a loss. So now we have to put some money from my pocket for spending fixed costs or overheads. So this is the most dangerous situation, as like case number 3 in last situation also we have seen. It is the most dangerous situation. We have to avoid this situation, and for that what is required is to improve your productivity, is to improve your capacity utilization. You have to make 25 tons, 25 kgs to make it as a break-even point. If you make 50 kg, you will be in profit. If you make 100 kg, you will be getting more profit. So this is how the effect of your capacity utilization and production tonnage will help on your profitability, on your business model, and on your contribution. So situation 3, where we have a loss of rupees 1, we need to improve our order position, we need to improve our capacity utilization, or convert to avoid converting into loss. Also, as I told you earlier, whether rupees 5 as a fixed cost is justified or not, that we have to see. Very important. Once again, I'm saying you have to analyze your fixed costs. You have to analyze your overheads periodically. Try to reduce them. Try to make ABC analysis, which are more important, then less important, then less important. And by ABC analysis, you have to see whether you can reduce them, whether you can club them, and how you can able to make your business profitable. Because fixed costs and product and capacity utilization, these are the 2 basic pillars, I will say, which will affect your profitability, which will affect your business cash flow. So these 2 are very important. You have to work on those 2 regularly. So more is your capacity utilization, less will be fixed costs, and more will be your profit. So improve your productivity to improve your profitability. Simple. Improve your productivity and then improve your profitability. Reduce downtime and breakdown is another important mantra to utilize your maximum capacity. You can make 350 tons, but there are say 200 hours of breakdown. You can make only 275 tons. So your overheads will be more, overheads will be the same, but your production is less, so your fixed cost will be more, and you will be having less profitability in that particular month. So try to reduce downtime, try to reduce breakdowns, so that you can utilize your capacity to maximum. This is another important aspect. As a we can say as a teamwork, we have to work as an organization. There should be a simple and single goal in the organization. Every organization should flow in a same direction to achieve their goals. Otherwise, this will happen. I always give an example of melting and molding. Melting person make a ductile and grade metal, and molding person make an gray iron cast iron molding. So both are very well in their own areas, but a giant material cannot be poured in gray cast iron molding. So both are done good job, but it cannot be we can say commercialized. It cannot be taken into benefited because they have not worked in a single line. The way of thinking, way of directions are different. So this is what is happening. In this picture is very interesting picture, and we have to avoid this situation. And that is why one direction in the organization is very important. Next point we are going to see is the contest versus content. We all know this Bisleri bottle. If this Bisleri bottle is there, what is important in the bottle? Either bottle is important or water is important. Most of the people will definitely say yes, water is important because we are purchasing or getting this bottle for drinking the water. So water inside the bottle is very important, or that is the major we can say motto behind purchasing this water bottle is the mineral water. So in this mineral water, we can say mineral water is a content, and the bottle which is outside is a contest. Similarly, in our foundry, the profit is our content, whereas all these wastages, all these process controls, all these strategies are the contest. If we want to survive our content, for example, we say the mineral water bottle, if you take out the bottle, whether water will be safe? No. To keep that water safe, we have to protect that outside bottle. If there is a hole on the bottle, what will happen? If we drill a one hole to the bottle, what will happen? The water will come out, so your content will come out. So it is very important that your content should be safeguarded, it will be protected so that your content will remain safe. That is what is happening with our foundry also. If we want to safeguard our profits, we want to safeguard our business, we have to take care of our wastages, of our non-value added activities, of our process control, of our various process control parameters and strategies. If we are not able to safeguard them, our profit will drain out. So in foundry, a profit is the content where the process, whereas the process efficiency, process control, best practices, employees, technology upgradation is the contest. So if you not take up this contest, your content will go down like this. This is what will happen with your profit, with our business uh, cash flow and all these things. It will go down like a water as a wastage. So you have to improve your non-value added activities and all these things. So keep watch on each and every draining point. This is a draining point. If you not stop these draining points, water will go and you will not able to save the water. So similarly, to save your profit, you need to watch every draining point. Which are the draining points? Like sand going out, metal going out through slack, casting going out from the weight, rejections, your customer complaints, customer end rejections, then we can say failures as customer end, wastages in your processes. For example, you are working at 650 kWh per ton of power, it is another wastage. You have a correlation of 10%, it is another wastage. All these small things are nothing but the draining points, and you have to stop those draining points. Otherwise, what will happen? On your contest there is a hole, and from that hole all these things will go down, and with that your profit also go down. So to reduce that, you need to work on this points. So to save content, one has to take care of your context. Here I am going to use some of the best management practices which need to be adopted for avoiding these issues. Number one, use of fettling spillages and chipping. Do not, all these are the draining points, you can say. All these are wastages. All these are non-valued activities which you need to stop immediately. Use of fettling spillages, chipping, do not keep them as a raw material in a stock. This will increase your inventory cost. We talk about 7 ways inventory cost. So we are talking about inventory cost here. Monthly profitability. Yeah, and to understand your break-even points, capacity utilization to reduce your fixed costs. So already we have seen this. Study your fixed costs periodically, at least once in a quarter, and make ABC analysis to understand where to reduce it. We have seen how these fixed costs will directly impact your business, how it will directly impact your profitability. So it is very important to see, to study and analyze these fixed costs periodically, every quarter, we can say, every month, it is possible. But I think it's quarter is the best way because you will gather the whole data properly and you can able to analyze it. So every quarter you can do, it will help you to understand where you are going wrong and how to reduce it further. Monitor the machine breakdowns regularly and take appropriate actions on them to have more capacity utilization to reduce fixed costs. So you have seen already this, the effect of capacity utilization on fixed cost and your profitability. Monitor effectiveness and efficiency of each process, each machine, each person. These three, all three are important. Not only processes, machines are also important, and person effectiveness is also important. Any efficiency will reduce your capacity utilization as well as increase your cost. It is always better, I already told you, it is always better to replace your inefficient machines. It will give you your ROI, that is the return of investment, faster than loss. So it is better to replace if inefficient machine, better to replace inefficient process, but I will not say better to replace inefficient person. Try to improve him, try to give him more awareness, try to give him more training so that he will become efficient from inefficient. It is not the right solution to replace the person. Better take efforts on them, and then if he's not coming to your tune or he's not changing, then you can change the person. But first thing, you have to see whether you can able to change his attitude, change his attitude and abilities to improve. If he can, definitely he will give you better results. Cost audits. This is another aspect which we are also doing in our foundry. That is, cost audits are very important. Understand what is your alloy cost, what is your sand additive cost, what is your energy cost, what is your fettling cost, what is your cold wash cost for last month, this month. Try to compare it and try to analyze whether you can able to reduce, whether you are achieving your own benchmarks on that. I will not suggest to compare one foundry with another. Suppose I am saying my cold wash cost is 14 rupees and somebody have 17 rupees. If you try to compare my cost, it will, I will not advise him to do that, because what course I am making may be simple course. Maybe the infrastructure, the machinery, all these factors will be different. So try to make your own benchmarking. Try to understand what best you can able to do and make your own benchmarks. Try to break them. I will always giving an example of two cricketers. One is Sachin Tendulkar and one is Virat Kohli. We are not going for any benchmark in the world cricket. They are making their own benchmarks, and in the next match, they are breaking that benchmark with that record with a new record. So every time they go and try to make another record, they are not working on the actual benchmarks or actual records in the world of cricket. So like that, you have to understand your own benchmark and try to break them, try to reach them by taking proper actions. So that is where the analysis is very important. And for that, cost audits are important. You have to understand first what are my costs for last 3 months, whether the trend is upgoing or downgoing. and then you can analyze the things, and then you can take the actions. So that is why in the initial slide also I told you that first you have to identify, measure, control, taking the action, and then monitor it. So all these aspects, that PDCA cycle is required. You just cannot go and drop down your rejections or drop down the cost. Whole cycle, whole analysis cycle is important to make, and then you can able to do the efficient working. Next is process cost, like cold box cost. I already told about the cold box cost, lining cost, filtering cost. All these costs you have to verify, analyze, and try to reduce it. Casting weight versus pure weight. I think this is a very important aspect in each foundry. You are getting your price on your pure weight, but when your costing weight is more than that, you have to try to reduce it and match it to the pure weight, so that you will not make direct cash loss. Example I'm giving is a 600 rupees is your casting price, and your weight is 10 kg as per pure weight. So you are getting 60 rupees. But if you are making the casting with 12 kg, so your now cost is 50 rupees, your price is now 50 rupees only. So directly you are losing 10 rupees per kg in that component because of your 1 kg additional weight. So what is required? Try to analyze the things, try to convey the customer, try to reduce your weight by proper analyzing the dimensional accuracies. If there is swelling is there, if the higher is machining allowance is there, whatever is there, you have to understand, analyze, and try to correct it so that you will not go for additional loss. Daily, monthly rejections. Actions on that will help you to reduce cost of poor quality. We already have a lot of discussion on this previously. Customer complaints and customer return, action on this will help you to reduce sale return impact on your cost of poor quality. It also makes positive impact on customer satisfaction and improves your future business. So we already talked on this also. Payment recovery. This is also very important thing, that payment recovery versus sales. Monitor it, because it will give a huge impact on your cash flow. This financial discipline will help you to maintain the cash flow and give you additional power to purchase. I think this is another aspect I would like to share. If you have a good cash flow content in your hand, you can bargain with your purchaser, you can bargain with your supplier. For example, the boring is say 28 rupees in the market. If you have cash, you have a money in your hand, you can ask them to, yes, we can purchase it on say 3-day basis, 5-day basis, or on cash basis. You can get the material at lower cost, so your cost of production will get down. So that is very important to maintain this cash flow or this financial discipline. It's important to have a proper payment recovery on time. If your payment is not on time from your customer, it will hamper your financial discipline, and it will also hamper your power of purchase. So it is very important. The WIP and finished goods stock inventory. This is also important to control it. WIP and finished stock inventory. Parts in red inventory are dangerous. You have to come out of them. Parts which customer has not lifted for last 6 months or 1 year, you have to request customer, and or you have to directly dispose them, because carrying those inventory for longer than 1 year will definitely not going to help you anywhere. So red inventory you have to come out. Other inventory you have to keep in control. So you have to have daily watch on your inventories, daily watch on your work in process, daily watch on your finished good inventory. So PPC is very important for production planning and control. While production planning and control, you have to take consideration of these inventories. Power bill analysis also helps you. There are many changes in this particular aspect in recent time. Earlier there was an incentive of power factor, now it has been withdrawn, and now KVAH billing has started. So there are many transactions are going, many changes are going. So I will not focus on this point right now. Only thing I will like to focus here is power bill. In the power bill, there is night shift. Still there is an advantage in some of the areas. There is advantage for night shift. There are less power rate is there for the night shift. Try to utilize it as much as possible. and try to reduce your power consumption. That is the only thing you can now do. Try to reduce the power consumption so that your cost of power will be reduced. Motivate the employees in your organization. Study their competency, find out the training needs and plan training accordingly. Development of employees is a key. Treat employee as an asset, not as a liability. I already talk about that, and as I already talk on 7 waste, I talk about 8th waste, that is the talent. We normally not focusing on the talent of our employees. We are ignoring the talent. So try to uh, get talent out of them. Try to understand what talent has those employees are and try to utilize it for your benefit. So talent is another waste. We have to now overcome this waste by proper analyzing and proper understanding. Next one is add value added activities like machining, assembly, sub-assembly, higher grade material, etc. We already talk about value addition, retention of old and skillful experienced employees to get better efficiency in the performance. That also we talked earlier. So this is from my side. If you have any questions, you can ask. Meantime, I'm opening the poll, and you can kindly give your feedback on how you find this presentation, the content, whether it will be helpful for you. And if you have any questions, kindly go ahead. Though it is a management kind of webinar or kind of content, but I think these are also important to for the supervisors and shop floor also, because they will also understand the importance of all those things, the wastages and all these things, how it will affect the overall performance of the business. Because any business which is growing up will also grow their employees. The business which is going down will also having a big risk for the employees. So for employees also, I think this is very important to understand what exactly they don't need to do and what exactly they want to do, the wastages they want to reduce, the improvement they want to make, suggestions, kaizens, inventory control. So many things they can able to make, which will help their organization to grow up. So any more any questions? I'm not seeing any questions. So thank you very much for joining this webinar. So thank you very much and take care of yourself and your loved ones with the pandemic situation, and wish you all a very happy Ganesh Utsav coming up in next few days. I think this is a time to get cherished with new expectations from the business, new expectations from the situation, because we are already have suffered a lot from last 4 to 5 months. Now this is a time to get cherished about and getting expected some better time to come up with the blessings of God Ganesha. Thank you very much, and let us stop here. Thank you very much.